Hello everybody, Mr. Lego Lover 55 here, and welcome to another LEGO set review. Today we're taking a look at a Spider-Man Far From Home set 76129, the Hydro Man Attack. This set is recommended for ages 7 and up, and has around 471 pieces. So, taking a look at the front of the box here, we've got the Spider-Man Far From Home logo there at the top, and a picture of the actual set info here on the side, got the list of minifigures included there at the bottom, got Spider-Man there, and on the box art there, Spider-Man logo, and then again, replicating the sort of side. I like what they're doing with the Marvel set. I thought they were just doing that with the Endgame sets, but I guess they're going to do it with Marvel sets. Wonder if they'll do it with DC. Even if they do, I wouldn't really care. But anyways, here on the back, we've got the play features of the set, and that's pretty much it for the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual set. Okay, so here's the set all built up, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the smaller little builds first. So first we have this boat. I'm pretty sure it's actually called something, but I forgot the name. It's like it starts with the U. I forgot. It has a G in it somewhere. I forgot what it's called, but the design of the boat looks really nice. I do like the sort of dark red for the seating, so I think that definitely looks really great. The shaping with these pieces looks good, and the little arc pieces. I feel like these are supposed to be a little bit, I feel like on here it's just a little bit blocky, but I think overall it works very well, just aside from those sort of blocky parts near the end at the bottom. But yeah, you've also got this little stick piece or staff for like just for rowing, so you can use that. So yeah, there's that, and then we've also got Hydro Man here. He comes as just a regular minifigure, but he's also got this giant mass of water, I guess. So it doesn't do anything, it's just there for looks. It's got a bunch of these pieces on, and some of them have stickers, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just sort of there for, I guess, decoration and just make them look a lot more massive and intimidating, which it kind of does, but I feel like it looks good from this angle, but just from the side, when you can see the minifigure legs, I don't know, it's not as imposing, I guess. And just from looking at the trailers from Spider-Man Far From Home, it seems like Hydro Man is supposed to be this massive, just giant conglomeration of water or whatever, and just formed into a humanoid-like figure. And I feel like this little build doesn't really emulate that. I feel like this only shows just a fraction of that, and it's a little disappointing, but it makes sense that they went with this so that they can actually make Hydro Man a minifigure, so I'm fine with that, because it just means we have one more minifigure for this set. Taking a look at this side of the build, we've got sort of a little dock right here where MJ is. I just put her there. But you got this thing. Again, there's a lot of stuff in this set that is going to be representing stuff, and I don't know exactly what it's called. I'm sure this bridge is representing something. I'm sure it's something in Europe, but I just don't know, so sorry if I don't know the exact names of some of these structures. But yeah, anyways, here you've got sort of a little dock where you can have the boat just sort of sit next to, so you can have like passengers enter on like that, so pretty neat. You can also see just along the bridge we've got some spider webs here, some little spider web decorations that you can remove if you want. So if you want to just display this without these web things on, then you can just easily take them off, and if you want to, you can easily put them back on. If we go ahead and turn the thing, we've got some secrets under here. So we've got sort of a little sewer system in there. We've got this rat in there, as well as a pizza slice and a red diamond there, or crystal, whatever you want to call it. And then here on the back of the bridge, there's not really anything all that interesting, but it's pretty well covered up. I'm honestly kind of surprised. They even added like some of the brick texturing here, so honestly kind of surprised with that, because usually LEGO tends to not care about the backside of sets, but this one is covered up pretty well. You might also notice the little button here, and that is part of a mechanism that activates a play feature on the bridge. So basically what you do is you push on that button really hard. We'll just take a minifigure just to test it. So we'll place a minifigure just right there, and you push really hard on the button back there, and it basically explodes. How it works is it pushes this ball joint, which sort of goes underneath these sloped pieces, and it just pushes it pushes these bridge parts from underneath and gives it the illusion that it exploded. And then there's just a look at some of the architecture right here for the top of the bridge. I just put Mysterio up there just because why not? And then taking a look at this side of the build, we've got sort of a little seating area with 2 seats there, sort of by the dock right here, and there's some chain there for, I guess, just to prevent people from jumping into the river, I guess, or falling into it by accident. We've also got this little lamppost here, which I've seen better builds. LEGO's done better builds for lampposts, but I guess this is fine. They were probably trying to conserve parts or whatever for the rest of the set. But in this little area here, there's yet again another play feature where it's sort of like a catapult-like play feature. So I'm just going to take Peter here really quick. I'm going to take these webs off of him, and basically how it works, it's kind of a little hard to do. I've practiced it a little bit, but it doesn't work as well as I thought it would. But basically you put Peter right there or something, or maybe a little more near the end of the table, and you push on this button right here, and it launches him, kind of. It doesn't really do it very well, since you kind of have to get him on the end of it. It's a little bit difficult to do. It doesn't, again, I personally don't think it works all that well, but I'm sure if you can get it to work really well, it probably works pretty well. And I feel like if this play feature worked really well, it would have been really fun, but it just, I don't know, it's not that great of a play feature, but I'm sure LEGO had to include another play feature besides that bridge exploding function somewhere to increase the value of this set. And honestly, if you don't like the play feature, you don't have to use it at all. Honestly, this button doesn't really stick out too much. It kind of blends in, of course, since it's made of gray pieces and not a bright popping red color. So if you don't want to use it, then you don't really have to use it. You can probably even remove it if you don't like it, just seeing that button there. So it's just kind of optional, and it doesn't really interfere a whole lot. This part just moves up and down, and you're honestly not going to really be moving that by accident a whole lot. But anyways, moving on from this little seating area, you can see we've got sort of a little cafe right here. It's a very small cafe though, but just taking a look at it from the outside, again, it has very nice architecture, and overall, just this set, the set overall has really nice architecture, and that's what I really love about it. Just, it's got some of that nice, I don't know where this is taking place. Maybe it's Paris or France, or I don't know. I mean, Paris is in France. I don't know. Again, I don't really know a whole lot about foreign countries and a lot of the structures here in this set, so I'm bound to get some things wrong. But one thing I do like about the sort of cafe stand right here, or building, or construction, whatever, is that they use these slope pieces in turquoise. So that's nice to get some more pieces in turquoise. And then continuing to move up, we've got some more details. We've got some, I guess, some overgrowth just sort of on top of the building there. We've also got a spider web, and usually what I like to do is this is where I like to put Peter swinging. So I just put him right there like that. I like putting him there so he swings like that, and then he goes to, I don't know, hit Mysterio or something. I don't know. It's fun, but yeah, and then again, more cool architecture right here for this top. So again, I don't really have much to say about the architecture other than that it looks great. So yeah. Then of course, taking a look inside the little coffee or cafe area, it is very small. There's only 3 studs. It's only 3 studs, I guess, in length or width. I don't exactly know, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of room to put minifigures in. You can put a minifigure right there, but he's right on the edge, and you can't really get him to stand on these studs right here, since a lot of the coffee machine, it's kind of just these things are sticking out. But this is cool. It's a coffee machine, so you can remove the cup if you want. So I think this is a really cool design for a coffee machine. It's got a lot of cool stuff. It has this thing, which it's like a lever. You can move it up like that or down. It's a neat build for what it is. It's cool. Oh, and again, for this web thing, if you don't want it there, you can easily remove it just like that. So that's pretty much all there is to the build of the set. So let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. So first up here we have Peter Parker suiting up as Spider-Man. So this is a really cool figure, and I'm pretty sure this is this version of him is exclusive to this set, so that is cool. What's really cool about him is that he has just his normal clothes, and then under it he's got the Spider-Man suit, so that's just really cool to see. He's also got this sort of a cap piece. I think that's like a swimmer cap piece from one of the minifigure series. I don't exactly know, but they've recolored it in red and printed the Spider-Man mask eyes on there, and just looks like he's about to put the mask over, so that's really good. I'm sure a lot of stop motion people will find that piece really useful. One thing I also like is that in this set they actually do include his hair piece, so if you don't want that mask thing on, then you can just put on his hair piece, so that's really cool. This figure overall is pretty great, but of course it's got some problems, and my major gripe with this figure is the face print. So this is Ant-Man right here from the Avengers Endgame set from the War Machine Buster. This is Scott's face in that set. If you notice, it's exactly the same as Peter Parker's face. And in the MCU, I'm pretty sure Paul Rudd doesn't play Peter Parker. I don't know why LEGO chose this face, because a lot of people have already said this, but a lot of people have said that the Marty McFly face print from Back to the Future would have worked better for Peter, since it's a lot has a lot more of a younger expression, and this one just seems a lot more older, I guess. But yeah, a lot of people have already said that, so I won't really. Well, I already have said it, but yeah, I'll say it again. But yeah, and there's the alternate face print right there, where he's a lot more terrified. But yeah, again, that's probably my major gripe with this figure. But other than that, the other thing I did want to go over was all these web shooter type pieces. So you've got a lot of these web shooter accessories. So you got this sort of stamp piece, which you can use to put onto the minifigure's hands, and you can make it look like Peter Parker is shooting webs like that. And you get a bunch of different pieces. You get these two pieces. You can just switch them around there, and you also get these pieces right here, so you can have that to be like him swinging like I showed earlier. But yeah, you've also got this piece, but I think these are like handcuffs or whatever, and we'll get to that. I'll show these later. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much all there is for Peter Parker. Next up here we have Michelle, or MJ, and I overall really like this figure except for one thing. So I like the torso print, I like the face print, I think the face print is perfect. The only thing I feel like they could have done better with, I don't feel like the hairpiece fits her well. I feel like it's close, but it's just not quite there. I don't know. I feel like the hair is maybe too long. I can't exactly say for sure, but I just feel like it just doesn't seem like it does in the movie, I guess. But that's really my only major complaint with this figure. So yeah, she does have an alternate face print though, which is pretty cool. It's not too different from the other one, but it is a noticeable difference. This one's more of a sort of a, I guess, MJ in the MCU type face, and this one's just more of a happy expression, I guess. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for this figure. Next up, we have my favorite figure in this set. This is Mysterio, and I don't really have any complaints with this figure. I think he looks pretty great. Maybe the only thing I would have liked is instead of the blue Power Blast, maybe include green ones instead. Or recolor them in green. I don't know. But I feel that's really my only major complaint. But other than that, the figure itself I think is pretty spot on. Or I don't know, maybe they could have included a different head and hairpiece for when he has the helmet off. But again, just overall, just for this figure alone, I think it's pretty much perfect. He's got this purple cape here, which it's using the new style of cape, so it's very soft, so that's great. And you can see he does have some back printing there, which looks great. The front printing also looks great. And his fishbowl helmet, I was wondering how it would be, because I've never really had this this fishbowl piece before, but how it works is there's just a silver minifigure head, and it just goes on top. So I was wondering what the minifigure head would be. Where I was wondering if this was just like a entire head mold, or if there was a minifigure head under it. But yeah, there's a minifigure head under it, and it's just a metallic silver color. So that's cool. But yeah, again, he also has these power blasts, which you can actually shoot. So how that works is you just push on the side, and it shoots just like, okay, I have to sort of hold him in place. It shoots just like that and like that. Yeah, I probably didn't see those, but they went over here pretty far. That's pretty much it for Mysterio. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to show is with that other web accessory piece I mentioned earlier. So I believe these are like supposed to be handcuffs. At least I think. I was confused by what these were at first. When I was building the set, my little cousin said, "Oh, those are handcuffs," and I was like, "No, those aren't." Wait, they are. So yeah, thank you to my little cousins for pointing that out, that these are handcuffs. At least I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are. But yeah, that's that. That's Mysterio in handcuffs. And lastly here we have Hydro Man, and I don't really have much to say other than that he looks really cool. He looks like a water dude, like he's made of water. But that's pretty much all I can say about him. He's not a super interesting figure, but I really like his printing. It looks a lot like water, but I mean, I can't really say a whole lot other than that. He looks like water. He looks cool. But, so yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of opinions on this guy. I mean, he doesn't have any leg printing. That's kind of disappointing, but it's kind of covered up by this build anyway, so it doesn't, I don't really care. So he's a cool figure. I just don't really care that much. But, yeah, that's Hydro Man. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look here through the instruction manual. Here on the front, pretty much same stuff as on the front of the box. Here it shows that you should open up the bags according to their number. Lego Life stuff no one cares about. Building instructions, more building instructions than the final product. More Lego Life stuff no one cares about. Our good old list of pieces, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and move on to the end of the video. So overall, this is pretty great for a $40 set, at least in my opinion, but I really like, my favorite part about this set is the minifigures and just the overall, the architecture of all these builds. I really like the design of the bridge. I think it looks cool, and I'm sure a lot of people who appreciate just Lego architecture, just minifig scale, stuff like that in general, will really, I guess, appreciate maybe the build of this bridge. Maybe. And it does have a play feature that I'm sure some people won't really like, but you can just ignore it. It's not that noticeable, which is really great. And I also really do like just the architecture here of the cafe, a building there. I really like that. And again, if you want to make the setting just look normal without all the Spider-Man stuff, you can take away the minifigures like Spider-Man, Hydra, all those people. You can take off the webs, and you pretty much just have a normal Venice. I think that's where this takes place. Maybe, I don't know. Then you just got a normal Venice setting. So I'm sure a lot of people will really appreciate that, because I don't feel like we get a whole lot of, I guess, just architecture stuff like this, I guess, just in minifigure scale. So I'm sure a lot of people will really appreciate that. But overall, I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I like the minifigures, I like the build of this set. The play features are okay. I don't really care for this one, but the play feature on the bridge, I think that's pretty well done. And I like all the web shooting stuff that comes in this set, so you can have Peter swinging around in different ways, so that's really cool. And again, the minifigures are great. A lot of the exclusive stuff is cool, like this. Just Peter Parker is cool to get. Mysterio does come in a lot, pretty much every Spider-Man Far From Home set, but it's still really cool to get him here. He may not be exclusive, but he is one good-looking minifigure. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and keep building!